Yo guys, welcome back today. And today we're going to be talking about a very special man, an African American man. He comes from the same state as me. I'm from Ohio. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. He comes from Akron, Ohio, which is about around 2 hours north from where I live at. He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm pretty sure you guys know who he is. If you don't, he's a legendary player. We're watching a living legend right now in 2018. We're watching a living legend play right now. So if you haven't watched LeBron James, if you're in different countries, please watch LeBron James play because he's a legend. He's somebody that is very important to me, somebody that I take a lot of pride in because I'm from Ohio and he's from Ohio. He's homegrown. So let's just get into him right now. Let's talk about this NBA superstar and legend. So LeBron James, was also known as LeBron Raymond James, was born in December 30th in 1984 in Akron, Ohio, and is a superstar player for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James is considered to be the best player of all time by many people around the world, but some people still think that LeBron James is only one of the best players of all times in the ranks with Kobe Bryant and Dr. J. James' life would start out as a humble, unstable, and rocky childhood. In his earlier life, he lived in a family house, and that had many families that were living in that family house as well. At this time, Gloria, LeBron James's mother, went back to school while her grandmother and her mother watched LeBron James. Unfortunately, shortly after, Gloria's grandmother died, and soon after, her mother died as well from a heart attack. Now, with these tragic events, instability would soon follow, and Gloria and her two brothers tried to maintain the house. This would soon prove to be hard for the family, which would struggle to pay the heat bill and keep up with the maintenance of the old home. When LeBron James was 3 years old, a neighbor would visit and witness a frigid house and a hole developing in the living room floor. The neighbor would soon ask LeBron and his mother to come and stay with them due to the condition of the older home. Soon after, LeBron and his mother would show up to the neighbor's home with a suitcase and a blue stuffed elephant. Now, LeBron and his mother would share the couch at their new home, and this would start the journey of LeBron's unstable living. Living with their neighbor for a few months, then with the cousins, and then with Gloria's boyfriends would become commonplace for LeBron James. James would move even more in the near future, which would include moving him from family members' homes in other cities around Ohio, and even moving to live with family members in New York at times as well. In his 4th grade school year, LeBron James would sleep on a couch in a one-bedroom apartment which belonged to his mother's friends. His mother would work at Payless Shoes, and a lot of days LeBron would supervise himself. James would often skip school, play video games, and make trips to the corner store where he bought snacks, and he used welfare to do this. Now, being a younger mother, sometimes LeBron James' mother would still like to go out, and there was even partying around where he lived at a lot, so the cops were called from time to time. And also, there was times where LeBron James, like I just stated, would watch over himself. And in 1993, LeBron James and his mother were kicked out of his mother's friend's apartment, which resided in a faded brick housing project building downtown. This would be a twist of fate though, and Bruce Keckler would pull up into the project's parking lot. Bruce was looking for 8 to 9-year-old football players to join his rec team. Bruce then approached LeBron and his mother, which at the time LeBron was already the same height as his mother, which was 5'5". Now, while playing with the neighborhood kids, Bruce noticed LeBron's lean and lanky body, and he also asked LeBron James did he like football as well as the other children. And LeBron James replied and said, "That is my favorite sport." Bruce was soon to be in his first full season as a coach of the East Dragons, and this youth team limited boys under 112 pounds and 10 years old. Though this team was supposed to be more of a development than a winning team, Bruce wanted to win. He would soon go to assemble a depth chart and a 30-page playbook. Bruce would soon after ask all the boys to have a 100-yard foot race across the parking lot and told the boys that the winner would be his lead running back. LeBron James would take the win, and winning by 15 yards at that. Bruce would then ask James how much football you have played, and James responded with the answer, none. Bruce then told James where the first practice would be, but Gloria would interrupt him and told Bruce she could not afford to pay for her son's equipment and she had no car to take LeBron James to practice. Bruce then told Gloria that he would pick him up and take care of everything that LeBron James needed. Now, the first game LeBron played in, he scored the first touchdown, and with his success, his mother would begin to rearrange her weekends around his football games. Bruce would soon become the most reliable adult in LeBron's life, and he would store LeBron's equipment in the car and pick LeBron up every day after school at 3:45. This would soon become a guessing game due to LeBron moving so much, and Bruce was tired of picking up LeBron from different addresses, so 2 weeks into the season, Bruce invited his new superstar player to live with him. Gloria felt very uncomfortable having her son move in with a stranger, and in return, Bruce invited her to live with him and his girlfriend as well. Gloria soon accepted and promised to help cook twice a week and chip in for rent. Gloria also became a team mother, and she filled the water bottles as well as took attendance. LeBron James scored 17 touchdowns that season, and his mother would race down the sideline each time with him. She was also so happy one time LeBron scored that she hit his shoulder pad hard enough to make him fall to the ground. LeBron was starting to taste success, but he was always a subdued, quiet kid who tried to avoid attention. James was so dominant and was so big that opposing coaches would ask to see his birth certificate and ask for his age. LeBron James's living situation would soon change again, and his coach's girlfriend felt like him and his mother was crowding the apartment. Frank Walker, another youth coach, would suggest that James come live with his family in the suburbs of Akron, and Gloria could stay with her friends. This would let Gloria see LeBron James on the weekends and let LeBron continue to play football. The Walkers had 3 children, and LeBron James would share a room with Frankie Walker Jr. He was also a fellow football teammate and would become James's best friend. Frank Walker would soon be a huge influence to LeBron James and taught him the basics of the sport. Though, like most people playing something new, LeBron James was terrible. Frank Walker made LeBron James play his son one-on-one, and Frank Walker Jr., Frank Walker's son, beat LeBron James 21-7 in a one-on-one basketball game, which is very crazy to think about because we know LeBron James as the superstar and legend that he is today. Now, the Walkers would work 9 to 5, and Frank worked at Akron's Metropolitan Housing Authority, and his wife Pam worked in the office of a local congressman. Now, at the Walkers' house, LeBron James would have to follow the rules of the Walkers, and he would have to clean the bathroom every other weekend and wake up at 6:30 a.m. for school and had to finish his homework before practicing basketball. This was now the sport that was in season. Frank would also cut LeBron's hair every Saturday afternoon, and he would teach LeBron James how to shoot left-handed layups and how to dribble. He would soon sign up James to play for a 9-year-old team and enlisted as an assistant coach. The Walkers would then enroll LeBron James into Portage Path Elementary in the inner city of Akron. Students would take classes in art, music, and gym, in which all 3 LeBron James favored. James gained national attention during high school, where he was the top basketball player in the country. He gained the achievement due to his keen eye on the court, athleticism, and his size. LeBron James was recruited by St. Vincent St. Mary High School in 1999, and his 3 friends, Cian, Drew, Willie, which were his teammates and best friends, would all enroll in St. Vincent after showcasing his amazing talent for basketball. During his freshman year, he helped the team to win the Division III state title and scored an average of 18 points per game. With his performance throughout the year and in the state title game, word spread of the amazing basketball skills that LeBron James possessed. LeBron still continued to play football, and he continued to play it through his junior season. LeBron would fracture his finger, but he did not let most people know till the end of his junior season. LeBron James knew that if he wanted to pursue basketball, he would have to give up football, even though he was named All-Ohio in football and could have pursued football if he wanted to. Now, LeBron was so popular at this time that Michael Jordan invited him to work out with other NBA players. Nike and Adidas were battling to sign LeBron James for $25 million, and Allen Iverson would even attend his games from time to time. During his sophomore year, James was the first ever sophomore to win the US Today All-US First Team. He also helped his team once again win the state title as well. Now, in LeBron's 3rd year in high school, he was named Gatorade Player of the Year and was also named Parade Magazine's High School Boys Basketball Player of the Year. We must note that in LeBron's third year of high school, he was very highly debating to go to the NBA, though he decided to finish his education. In his final senior year, he would once more help his team win their third state title and average 31.6 points per game. Overall, James scored 2,657 points, 892 rebounds, and 523 assists during his 4 years in high school. In 2003, LeBron James was the first player picked in the NBA draft, and the Cleveland Cavaliers signed James. This was a very important signing for the Cavs, and LeBron James would go on to help the struggling Cleveland Cavaliers tremendously. We must know that in LeBron's rookie season, a lot of his teammates did not like LeBron and said that there were already players on his team that were better at his position. There are even occasions of LeBron shooting alone during a lot of team practices. Now, in his first season in 2003-2004, LeBron James was the first player of the Cavaliers franchise to win the NBA Rookie of the Year award, and also is the youngest player to do so at the age of 20. He would average 20 points per game at the time and became one of 3 rookies to accomplish this feat. This would put him in the same company as Oscar Robertson and Michael Jordan. James would excel in the NBA in the following season with an average of 27.2 points, and in 2005, he would become the youngest player to score more than 50 points in one game, defeating teams such as the Washington Wizards, but in the finals would eventually lose to the San Antonio Spurs. In 2007, James helped improve the Cavaliers' standing in the Eastern Conference, but eventually they were beat by the Boston Celtics in Game 7. Though James would still have a good year individually, where he scored an average of 30 points per game, outperforming rivals such as Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. In the 2008-2009 season, LeBron would have an option of free agent in 2010, which created conversations between fans and sports journalists. This conversation was about if LeBron James would leave the Cavs or stay. Once James became a free agent, he announced that he would be leaving the Cavs for the Miami Heat for the 2010-2011 season. Now, many fans in Ohio were very outraged and felt that LeBron James had betrayed them. Me personally, I understood what he was doing, but I didn't want him to leave. I really did not want LeBron James to leave Ohio. I wanted LeBron James to stay in Cleveland his whole career, and I still want him to retire his jersey in Cleveland, and I hope he does. Dan Gilbert, the majority owner of the Cavs, even wrote an open letter declaring LeBron James' decision as being heartless and selfish. LeBron James would be unfazed by these remarks and finished second in the league with his first season with the Miami Heat. He scored 26.7 points per game with the Heat. In the 2011-2012 season, LeBron James would earn his first championship title, defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder. In this game, he would score 26 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. In 2012-2013, LeBron would make history again, and at the age of 28, he would become the youngest player to score 20,000 points, passing Kobe Bryant, who did this at 29. He would beat the Indiana Pacers to win the Eastern Conference, and then went on to beat the San Antonio Spurs in 7 games to win his second consecutive NBA championship. In 2013-2014 season, Miami returned to the NBA Finals to face off against the Spurs again, this time losing to San Antonio after 5 games. In 2014, LeBron James would leave the Heat and return back to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. James would miss 13 of the 82 regular season games due to a knee problem this year. He averaged 25.3 points and 7.4 assists. Now, LeBron James would lead the Cavs to the NBA Finals, becoming the first player in nearly 50 years to reach the championship round in 5 consecutive seasons. However, injuries to star teammates Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving damaged his hopes of claiming a third title, and the Cavaliers lost to the Golden State Warriors in 6 games. Now, the 2015-2016 season would introduce a new coach mid-season, and the Cavs would once again win the Eastern Conference, and a rematch with the Warriors would happen. LeBron James would do almost the impossible and lead his team back from a 3-1 deficit, in which he scored 41 points, and in both games 5 and 6 he scored this. In Game 7, LeBron James would achieve a triple-double and lead the Cavaliers to their first ever NBA championship title win. In 2017, LeBron would take his team to the championship game once more, but lost to the Golden State Warriors. 2018, which is our current year, would prove to be a rearranging year. Superstar Irving would move to Boston due to not being happy at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Isaiah Thomas would also not perform up to par this year as well. LeBron James would soon be joined by his ex-teammate, which he played with at Miami Heat in Miami in Florida. For people that might be outside of America, it's in Florida, located in Florida, the team's in Florida, and acquired other players like Derrick Rose, though this was short-lived and these players would soon leave the Cavaliers. LeBron James would really have to dig deep to take this new squad or post squad to the NBA Finals. He delivered 45 points to beat the Pacers in Game 7, and 2 rounds later beat the Celtics to become the Eastern Conference champions once again. Now, unfortunately, in this season that just ended, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers were swept 4-0, and the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, players like that on that team, took the championship, or the NBA championship, in this season 2018. Now, LeBron James was selected for the NBA All-Star Game for the first time in 2005, a feat he would repeat 12 years in a row, which is an amazing feat. LeBron James has also been named the NBA MVP 4 times as well. LeBron James competed on the U.S. Olympic basketball team during the 3 Summer Olympic Games in 2004, 2008, and 2012. LeBron James made his Olympic debut in 2004 Summer Games in Athens, Greece. He and his teammates won bronze medals after defeating Lithuania. Argentina took home the gold after beating Italy in the finals though. In the summer of 2008, James traveled to Beijing, China to play with the likes of Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, and Dwayne Wade on the U.S. Olympic basketball team. This time around, the U.S. team brought home the gold after defeating Spain in the final round. James competed at his 3rd Olympic Games in 2012 at the Summer Olympics in London, along with teammates Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and Kobe Bryant, also as well as several other top players. The U.S. basketball team took the gold medal, which would also be James's 2nd consecutive Olympic gold medal. Now, LeBron James' net worth is $86 million. In addition, he has endorsement deals with such companies as Nike for $90 million. Other endorsements include Coca-Cola, Beats by Dre, and Kia Motors, as well as Verizon and Intel. He's also a co-owner of the production company Spring Hill Entertainment and has invested in Blaze Pizza as well. In January 2018, at the age of 33, LeBron James surpassed Kobe Bryant as the youngest player to accumulate 30,000 career points and became the 7th player in NBA history to achieve this milestone. Now, this feat put him just more than 8,000 points shy of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time record of 38,387 points, which I must note that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of my favorite players in the NBA history as well. LeBron James is not a small man and comes in at 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 250 pounds. In 2012, LeBron James proposed to his high school sweetheart, Savannah Brinson, and the couple married in a private ceremony with about 200 guests in San Diego on September 14, 2013. Together, these two have 1 daughter and 2 sons. LeBron also contributes to charity and established the LeBron James Family Foundation in 2004, along with his mother, Gloria. And this is to help out children with single-parent families that are in need. Among its many programs, the organization builds playgrounds in economically disadvantaged areas and hosts an annual bike-a-thon event. So guys, today we learned about a very special man. He's a leader in our generation, a living legend in our generation, and you should be very lucky to see this man play. He's come from a very rough, hard start. I know how it is to be an Ohio kid. Being from Ohio, being from the Midwest, the North Coast is another name for it. Growing up in Ohio, it's not hard to, you know, get lost into poverty areas and disadvantaged areas, especially around Ohio. We have a lot of smaller cities that are damaged by drugs and poverty and things of that nature. So to see a man come from poverty in Akron, Ohio, and from having an unstable life to being the best NBA player for a very long time, and the NBA player and maybe the best NBA player of all time. And I respect this man, and it would be a great honor to meet LeBron James one day, being a fellow Ohio kid or Ohio player, right? Ohio cat. And guys, we learned about another great man today of African descent. So as always, guys, like, subscribe to all my social medias, like this video, and definitely subscribe, and also turn on that bell notification to the right to make sure that you never miss any of my new videos, and so we can always keep this empire moving. Also, like all my social medias, which are Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud, as well as my Patreon, and they're all Afric Network. And until next time, guys, always learn about each other, always teach each other, always spread the news, the message to another fellow person of African descent and another person in general in this world. And always, always remember to stick together and love one another and learn one another. So until next time, guys, we out. Keep balling. Peace. One love.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Shalom.
What up?
Hi.